And now we are live with this amazing project, Messages of the Horses. And I'm here with Anastasia, who sits in Denmark.
Hello, everyone.
Who will do the artwork with me in this, with this dream project of mine. I can feel my heart is racing because this such a long journey to be here, and it's such a deep part of me, which is being shared with this project and inviting you to such a deep part of me as well. So I will need this conversation to start with a check-in, just to land and to kind of, okay, we're here, it's okay. And all of you who joins us now or afterwards, looking at the replay, you're so welcome to check in with us and just say hi and just share a couple of words in the comments, because we can see them during the presentation about where you are right now and what's happening with you. So let's land together as a circle and sharing our hearts with each other.
And I can already see the first comment from Henriette. Hi, Henriette, who is watching.
But I will leave it over to you to start with the check-in, Anastasia, because I kind of need to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, this feels like such a big project, and I've been so excited for today and to get to share about this project with all of you. I feel very honored to have been asked by Lina to do the illustrations for this project, and I'm so excited to be here and see everyone. And yeah, I'm just so happy to be here with all of you and with you, Lina, who I feel is so competent and so good at making me feel safe too in this huge and transformational process. So thank you.
Thank you. And there is, when I talk about safety, there is something in me that becomes very safe in the meeting with you too, Anastasia. I feel the earth beneath my feet and feel that I'm not alone standing here. So it feels very safe to be in this space. This is by far the greatest and biggest project that I've ever embarked on, and therefore also the greatest journey in many sense. Before we started the stream, I was with this, I don't remember when I felt so nervous for something, like this good nervous, that kind of feeling of this is going to change my life, kind of nervous. And I realized it was when I met my latest partner the first time, that kind of feeling that, okay, this is a game changer. This is gonna be something big, and I can feel it with this project as well. So it feels amazing to be here with all of you, and especially with you, Anastasia, to kind of because we've never met. We have only been in this project together. So also to be so vulnerable and feel so safe with someone that I've connected with so recently, but just this 100% feeling of, yes, this is exactly how it should be, and just feeling so grateful.
Yeah, I've been so surprised to feel such a deep connection in such a short amount of time. It's a good foundation for this co-creation.
Yeah, it feels very nice. So keep talking with us in the comments and share what happens in you, if there comes questions, and we see your comments. Some of you, we might not see who comments, because it depends on where you comment from, but we're with you, and yeah, just engage with us and be here with us in this opening of a year-long journey that we invite you to do together with us. So let's see if we can start the presentation, what we're actually embarking on. The messages from the horses is a card deck that came as a vision, or maybe more of a mission, at least 10 years ago. I usually say 10 years ago, but I don't actually know, because it's been with me so long that it's almost this feeling of that this is a part of me. So in many senses, I've done different projects, co-author projects with the horses as the focus many times, but it's like they have been the preparation for stepping into this project. This is goes so much deeper and is so much greater, and it's not taking anything from the other projects. They were exactly as they should be, and amazing. Such deep transformational journey, not only for the people taking part of the books, but the people being in the project. But this is kind of what it's been. I've been trained or guided to learn what I needed to learn to be able to hold this space. This is both an invitation to much more people and horses to share their hearts, but it's also an invitation to we're going to do this project both in Swedish and in English, so it's also going to be much more products or much more text that needs to be processed all over. So I come from a place of deep connection with the horses, having the horses as my teacher throughout growing up, and working with horses in different ways. Today, they're my spiritual guides in many senses, and I work with them and people through that spiritual and energetical connection. But the last years, this have been my missions, to create spaces for people to come together and share their stories. But now it's time for the horses to get to share their message, their missions here on Earth, and why they come into our lives. And that's a shift. Before, it has been about people sharing their stories, for us to be able to connect and realize that we're not alone. And now it's about the horses sharing their horses, raw and intimate and heart to heart, to create this support for us. So that's where I come from into this project. And I've been with a couple of years, I've been with the question, when is it time? And I've tried a couple of times to just kind of reach out to the universe with that question. But now it was time. So I reached out a couple of weeks ago and asked my network to see who wants to do this, create this, hold this space with me. And then your name came up, Anastasia, from many different people. So there was a lot of energy pointing towards you. And we kind of connected, and it was a direct yes. Very seldom has something been so clear in my life that it's like, yeah, and there's no question about it.
I know, that's how I felt too. That is really how I felt too. Yeah, it's been a very clear yes from the beginning.
And quite a quick, it's quite a fast energy in this project. So it's just been a couple of weeks of us working together and finding the core and working with that. And now we're here sharing it with you. So there is a very clear energy of there's no nothing to wait for anymore. All of us have gotten everything we need to be at this point together at this time, and now it's just about doing it. And it scares the hell out of me to just be here and do it, and not be with all of these insecurities and questions. But yeah, that's the invitation, very much. Mm. So this is a mock-up that Anastasia has been doing. This is not how the card deck will look like, but this is the inspiration we work with and the energy that we want to invite. And I am so in love with the depth of it, and so grateful that you're here with me in sharing your deep connection with these amazing animals, and to be able to transform that into art and into paintings. So this is a co-creation project, not only between us, but where we invite all of you to join us to share the messages of the horses that you have in your life, and to be part of this enormously deep transformational journey that this will be for all of us in this project.
Yeah, and I love what you said before with having this feeling that everything you've done up until this point like has just been leading towards this project, because as we have already talked about, that's also how I feel very much with the work I do with being an artist and combining it with animal telepathy, and that is the main thing I've done for the past 7 years or so. So it's really been like a build-up of my own skills too, and confidence in this kind of work. So like it's even surprising for me to feel the energy that is coming through in this project. It just really wants to get through, and I somehow feel very ready, even though it is also, as you say, a bit scary, and whatever feelings pop up together with it, but also super excited and happy about it. And it's just like it just wants to come through. And I think it's really magical that we're doing it together, the two of us, but also that we are inviting all of you in to join in this project. And I can't wait to get to the point later in the presentation where we share how all of you watching can also be part of it.
Yeah, thank you. And I see Henriette is sharing. Thank you so much for sharing so vulnerable. You're sharing that you dreamt about this for 2 weeks before you saw Anastasia writing about the project, and one of your horses in heaven was visiting, and have been in your dreams since, and that takes up a big part, or a big question that I realized we haven't put into presentation, because I got that question before. Is it only horses that are alive on earth now? No, you're so welcome with the horses in heaven as well, because that doesn't create a boundary for us to connect with them. So all horses having a message is welcome through and with you. And for me, this is a mission from the horses. They come kind of with these the other book projects that I've done have also been like, they come almost as a herd, kind of running through my being, and just calling my attention and saying, now it's time. So when this kind of mission comes, it's a calling that I kind of can't say no to. Because it's so much force, it shakes my whole ground, and it's like, okay, I hear you. And it was so nice when this, as we talked about, this build up from years, just okay, now it's time. But it was also like, what now? Okay. So when that came, and I sent out this question to the universe to connect with an artist that is also ready for this mission, that night I had the same kind of experience as you talk about, Henriette. That one horse who is in heaven, that wasn't one of my horses, but one of my close friends and who I've been working a lot with, came that night with the message of the mission of this card deck, because this is built upon an intention, a base of where we trust and lie and resonate from. And the mission in this is to support the humans on our journey to reconnect with the rest of nature and the universe. So this horse, Honey, who you will meet a little bit later with her message, came with that message of reconnection. It is time for us to step into a deeper reconnection with the rest of the universe, with the rest of nature, and to heal the parts of ourselves that has disconnected. And this is what will happen with us stepping into the project and being in this process, but it's also the energy of the card deck itself. So that's what we want to invite you to, a journey of reconnection to our soul and our heart, and thereby also the whole earth and universe in it, on its own. And we have already, both me and Anastasia have already recognized this process. I've been in such deep healing processes since I took the step of saying that now it is time. That so many wounds and so many disconnections that I have carried, still carries, have come up to the surface, wanting to heal. So it's not it's truly with this feeling of depth in this project that I want to invite whoever feels ready to do that journey together with us. Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's also for me, I've been feeling how it's really transformational being part of this. I had no idea that I was ready either
Mm.
because I was just on vacation in the US in October when I heard from you for the first time, Lina. But I've also been feeling like very much all of that. You're saying that it's feeling like reconnecting in a deeper way with myself and with the universe and just truth somehow, kind of sensing more safety in what is and trusting more, and also just this very clear feeling of just knowing. It's as if like my intuition around this project is just sharpened somehow, um, and really inviting me to lean into what I already know, and to just act on that energy which wants to pass through me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
I'm
I
so
think that is reconnecting, that when we don't have to kind of work through our disconnections to connect with the universe, the kind of the contact becomes clearer. There isn't as much in between. So I think that's exactly what happens when we go through this this journey and this process of reconnecting again.
yeah, definitely shedding some old layers of what has been built up and what is no longer necessary, and becoming more authentic, it feels like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and also I can see that there are also some very nice comments coming in
Mm.
from Andreas and Inanna Rakma, I guess I would say in English.
Mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And I'm so much looking forward to connecting with all of the horses that wants to share and hold the space for us in this project. And also share some kind of, I think, some tough love and hard truth and raw love sometimes, because
Yeah.
it comes from a very, very raw place as well.
Exactly. And I want to just add to that very shortly, maybe, because that's also what we talked about in the beginning. Like when I
Yeah.
asked you about the style of the cards, because I know that a lot of my art has been leaning towards being very light and magic and all the good stuff. But these cards are a bit different, or they're also inviting me to embrace a bit of a different side in my art. Because, as you said, they're more raw. These cards, they are very earthy, and they will also have light and magic, but there will be more of the full spectrum. Is my feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Honey has been very clear with that, that it's not about, it's about the clarity, as you talked about. It's about reconnecting and becoming clear in our way of showing up in this world, and in receiving the messages and sharing them with the world. So it's a challenge to peel off the layers of insecurity and kind of the fluff that we create around um, to hide ourselves a little bit, to actually dare to show up in our raw form, and share life as it is, and as how we experience it right now. And I think that's a part of the energy of the transformation, that it comes from this very raw place. And as I said before, we will do this card deck both in Swedish and English. I kind of promised the Swedish community around horses to make it in Swedish, because the last book was in only in English, and it was very missed. So we will make it both in Swedish and English, and it will be the same. It will just be printed in different languages. And there will be three different ways for you to join us on this journey. The message package, the growth package, and the author package. And it depends on how you feel ready to join this process, and what capacity you have, basically, at this point. So we will go in further on that very soon. But in all of these packages, the digital painting of the card from you, Anastasia, will be a part. And you will all receive card decks in different amount, depending on the package. And we will have sharing circles, because that's where we need each other to connect, to share our journey and to be seen in this process, for the process to be felt. So I will be holding sharing circles over Zoom during the whole process, and there will of course be a release party, a digital release for all of us to step into. It's super important to celebrate life, but the biggest parts for me here is the painting from you. That's an amazingly transformational journey, and as you shared before, that's your art, that's who you are, and that's where you come from.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the horses that will come through, and to feel each of their soul and read their message and create unique illustrations based off that.
And all of you joining will get, of course, the digital file from
Yeah.
that. And if you decide to feel called now, and feel that yes, this is it, just as we did, then you will also, if you sign up before the last of November, you will also get a printed copy. So you will get the real painting in your hand when we're.
Yes. So that is basically an original artwork from me, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And as I said, you will get a different amount of card decks. We'll go into the different packages later. And you will be hanging out with me. I will hold one Swedish circle every second week, and one English circle every second week. So If you're Swedish speaking, you can actually hang with me like every week. If you're not, you're welcome also, even if you might not understand that much. But throughout from January to April, we will be together and circling and sharing this journey and getting support from each other and strengthen the bonds also between us as humans, stepping into this mission and living with the horses this way, because I think that is also a very important part of this project and the process of creating a community holding space for all of this. So the first option to join us on this journey is the message package. It is if you feel that you are not the one to receive the message from your horse, then I take on that mission and speak to your horse and receive the message from that horse. And of course, as we talked before, you will get the portrait from Anastasia, and here you will get one card deck included as well. And you will join us for, if you want to, for the sharing circle as well. And here we get a question from Henriette. If they're online, yes, they're online through Zoom. And they won't be recorded, so it's because it's a sharing of such intimate space. But it will be online so that you can sit anywhere in the world. So this is the way to join for you who feel that, okay, this is not, it's not my place to share the message, but I have a horse that wants to share and I want to be part of this project. The second way to join is if you feel like there is a challenge from the horses to me to grow even further into this project. I feel I want to and long to step into the heart-to-heart conversation with the horse and to be able to share the message, but I'm not there completely to stand on my own in that. Then you can stand with me and I will hold your hand and we will be in that process together. So I will coach you and we will be in the conversation together and see what you need to be able to step into that clarity as we talk about, to dare to connect all the way and be visible with what happens in you and trust that process completely. In the growth package, you will be receiving 10 card decks as included, and in all options, it will be possible to buy even more, of course, if you want to an author price. The third option is the author package. If you feel like, hell yeah, I can do this. This is who I am, and I stand on my own 2 feet with that, to share the message and to also put it into text in the format that we need. So if you have the experience already of receiving messages and writing texts, then that is your door to step in. And then it's included 20 card decks. And the idea here is that those 20 card decks will also be, the value of that will be as much as you pay to step in. So that you, when this project is done, you will receive the money back by selling the card decks. So you who can stand on your own feet and hold that space for yourself, you will also receive the sum back. So it shouldn't cost anyone to having to join and doing that kind of work in the end. And beautiful to hear, Henriette, to feel your big yes. I can feel it and see it too. It feels amazing. So welcome to join us. It's going to be amazing to have you with us here. And I'm so excited to see which horse that wants to come through. So we will start with the sharing circles in January. And through January and April. In April, it's time up for the writing, because then Anastasia will need to have the time to make the portraits and design the book part of the card deck as well, and we will be printing in, we plan to print in around July, and in October we hope to have the card decks in our hands to release them together. And this is an example of the message and the card deck itself. This is Honey, who has been guiding us through this process, who is now in heaven since a couple of months ago. Only I got the honor to talk to her that day, to be with them in that process. So when she came that night, it was like, yes, of course. this is so clear. So I'm going to try to read her message for you without crying. I will see how it goes. I feel my voice is breaking already a bit.
I feel the goosebumps already.
Yeah, this is kind of it. This is yeah. Everything else until now has been like talk. this is it for real. The text will be put into 3 parts: the horse's mission, the horse's invitation, and the horse's advice. This is Honey's mission of reconnection, and her invitation also to this project. A disconnection is a protection which we have created as a cage to make sure our heart will never get hurt again. But a disconnected heart can never be a whole heart, and hearts always wants to be whole. A being always wants to be connected. The world always wants us to join together in the creation of life. My mission is to be the bridge of that reconnection. It's my task to see the light which always connects you to all, no matter how faint it is. Because if I see it, feel it, and be present with it, then it glows brighter and stronger, so it gets easier for you to find your way home. To recognize the cage of disconnection and loneliness, which you have created for yourself as a protection, is my invitation. To see and feel the bars containing you, and then see beyond them. To recognize the light seeping in through the window of your prison, and feel how it hits your heart with all the power of love that exists in this world, and allow the bars of this prison of loneliness to melt while you hold this once hurt heart in yours in your loving hands, allowing it to feel all the trauma, fear, and grief it protects you from, and to welcome it with open arms. Now tell your heart out loud 3 times, I see you, I feel you, and I hold you, so that you are never left alone again. I see you, I feel you, and I hold you, so that you are never left alone again. I see you, I feel you, and I hold you, so that you are never left alone again. My advice to you is to lean in and share your experience in a vulnerable way when your fears tell you to flee and shut down, so that you can discover what life has in store for you when you dare to trust in yourself and to feel connected. So that's the invitation from Honey in this project, and kind of the base this whole project rests upon. To invite humanity to dare to discover what's in store for us if we dare to trust in ourselves and dare to feel connected again. Mm.
And dare to be vulnerable.
Dare to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
The only way forward. Yeah, as Karina just said, time has come. It is time.
Indeed.
And I think that's truly the vulnerable part in me, that feeling of time has come, for us to step into this, to make the change and to be the change in the world that we long for, to dare to be connected again and to hold that space of connection in every meeting, with other humans, with the horses in our lives, you know, in our everyday, no matter where we are. So thank you so much, all of you, for being here with us right now. I can feel how connection is happening in this meeting and between us. Something becomes whole in me just by being here with you right now.
And I feel like that's really the beauty and the magic of sharing a space with you, Lina. Because you give me a bit of, I don't know, like when I'm in a space together with you, it kind of feels to me like being together with the horses. Feeling this safety to open up and be vulnerable. And I really think that's a gift you have, and that just makes you the perfect one to be the space holder for these sharing circles. And I really wanted to put words into that feeling. It's really beautiful for me to feel that from a human, which I've mostly just felt from animals.
Thank you. I think that might have been the nicest thing I've ever heard. And I think that it might be that both me and Honey are on the same mission in this world and in this universe. So yeah, thank you for seeing me in that. Yeah, and this just feels like bland now, but
I know.
we need to give you the stats and the numbers as well in some way.
All the practical stuff.
It feels super strange. but yeah, there are different prices for the different packages because you receive little different space holding and different amount of cards. You will be able to go back and watch this afterwards to get the numbers right, so we won't go in deeper to it. But the message package is the cheapest one because you don't get that many card decks, but it's possible to buy card decks for the author price when you sign up for that package, not afterwards. The growth package and the author package, you will receive more card decks and thereby be able to sell card decks and get the money back. But it's also possible to order more card decks up until we print, basically. So it's possible to do this in many different ways depending on where you are, both financially and where you are as a person on your journey. It's also, of course, possible to have different installments, so you can split the payment up to 8 months, because it's important for us that everyone who feels a hell yeah to this project has the possibility to step in. And if you feel a hell yeah and you feel scared about the money part, then it's also an invitation to trust the process and also share that fear with us. To see what wants to happen, basically. So you will be able to buy the card decks for the offer price of $15 and the selling price is $39. So it's quite a good payback in that sense as well. And if you want to step in and join and start this journey with us already and feel that hell yes, if you sign up before the last of November, we will give you a really nice physical portrait, an original portrait from Anastasia as well.
Yeah, and I almost feel like, Lina, I don't know if you want to go back just to share what the actual value is too.
Yeah, that's
for
nice.
each package.
It's super hard to kind of look at what is this journey actually worth, because we embark on such a deep journey, a transformational space together. And there is the portrait from Anastasia and just being in this kind of process and being able to sell the card decks and so on. But the price for the message package we put to $465, and we counted for a value of 950. So it's around the double value. So we have done what we can to be here with you in a good way, but also make the price possible. And the growth package.
Because can I share something too there, Lina? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's both, as you say, for the portrait that I create, and I have created a much cheaper price than what I otherwise offer. Like I don't do portraits for the price that I do them for this card deck. And I know also in the message package, for example, you're also the one bringing forth the message from the horse. So yeah, I do feel like it's a lot of value that is hiding in here.
Absolutely, and you will receive so much in the whole, but also in these parts, the portrait and the message and the space holding and being on the journey of then receiving the product in your hand in the end as well. So it's at least double value and many times much more than that. So we hope that we have found a balance of what's possible, but still not selling ourselves cheap, because we need to hold and be healthy. I think that's also a big part of the journey for the both of us to also see that we have a value and we need to take care of ourselves to be able to bring that value to this table as well.
Yeah, I've done that too often.
Very much too
cheap,
often.
and then yeah.
And that also creates disconnection in the end, because then you can't come through all the way.
Exactly. Exactly. It's counterproductive.
Karina is saying that she likes the growth package. Can you tell me a bit more? Of course. Thank you so much. And thank you, Anastasia, for us to bring us back here to also deepen a little bit here. The growth package will look a little bit different from person to person, because it depends on where you are on your journey and who you are and what you need. So my idea for the growth package is that if you sign up for that, then we book a Zoom call together so that you and me can check in and see where are you, what's your fear, parts holding you back in your growth, and we will start from there. So what you will need as an individual will be different. And it will look different, but basically what I know is a first call together, and then we will connect with the horse also over Zoom together. So we will do that conversation probably together with the horse. Some of you might do it on your own. It depends on, as I said, where you are, because this is about meeting you where you're at to give you what you need. to be able to find that sharpness and peel the layers of fear and uncertainty off exactly where you are. And then I will be with you in writing the text as well if needed. So there is the Zoom call in connecting where you are and transform and work with your uncertainties, and then there is the call with the talk with the horse, and then there's the text. And I will be with you in all different parts, but maybe in different ways for different people, depending on what you need at that moment, basically.
So how I understand it too, it's basically that you coach the person
Yeah,
in the process of bringing forth the horse's message in a way that is also transformative for the human.
exactly. Do you feel, Karina, that you have gotten an answer of your question, or is it something more in detail that you feel you need to understand the concept?
And in the meantime, maybe also you want to share the difference, like the difference about the card decks, how many card decks are included and why that is in the growth package and the author package.
Yeah, I can do that. In the growth package, there is 10 card decks, which has a value of $390. And that's because if there would be 20 card decks in that package, would be that price would be so high. So it's better to include I feel to include a smaller amount of card decks, so that it has a price that is possible for more people. And then if you feel you want more card decks, then you can buy them extra. And because there in that process, the time of the coaching and being able to be with you will take so much space from me. So that needs a little bit more money to be able to be whole in a sense. So that the card decks will cover around half the cost when they're sold. And the author project is 20 card decks, and that's a value of $780. So that in turn will cover the whole cost of the project for the people holding their own space. So it's a little bit different, and we've tried to create them so they suit hopefully all of you in somehow.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I didn't even notice myself, even though I was the one making the presentation, that when you get the author package, you basically pay it back fully when you sell all the cards.
Yeah, beautiful. Then yeah, I think we won't linger too long. We invite you to ask your questions and share what's happening in you, just as you do. I love to be in that conversation. When you feel like you've landed on a place where, yeah, this is it. I'm going to be a part of this journey. Then you send me an email. You have the email here, linapetersdotter@gmail.com, or Anastasia made a beautiful QR code. Was like, yeah, that's right. You can actually do that.
We have come this far with technology.
I was amazed. And just send me an email and let me know you're interested in what you're interested in. And then I will reply and give you a sign-up form so that I have all of the informations that we need and so on. And what will happen later is that you will be connected to our Google Drive where we have all the information that you need. And then in January we will connect through Zoom, and I mean, the process will start with you saying yes, but then we will go even deeper into the process on its way, basically.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Are there any more questions or thoughts? Is it
Yeah, I
okay to
saw
write
Christina.
Danish
Yeah.
in the mail? Absolutely. I can read Danish even though it's barely, but it's totally doable. So you're welcome to write in Danish if you want to. Did you see
Yeah,
any more
because
questions?
yeah, Christina is having a very good question. She wrote that she has 8 horses, and before she went inside tonight, they were all telling her that they would all like to participate, and what the individual message would be. Is the pricing per human participant or per horse or somewhere in between? In
Mm.
case I we participate, it will be as author.
Mm. Super fin, super nice, Christina, and beautiful to hear your horses being as excited as we are. Uh, they usually don't think about things like money and stuff like that, so they don't really care. But yeah, it's the idea is per card, so per horse basically, because the portrait is the same work and so on. But as an author participating in the author package, it's possible. I've looked into the possibility to make some adjustments for people having more horses want to come in. So if you have more than one horse wants to join, write that in your email to me, and we can be in a conversation on how to make that possible for you and doable. We can't do changes in like Anastasia's paying for the portrait and that kind of work, but some things can be changed a little bit. So we do what we can to meet you and your horses here.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think that was it. And also, if people have questions or they lose your email or whatever, then people can always write to you or to me, depending on who they know, to get the email or ask that question that they didn't think of. So Inanna Ragma is asking if the presentation will be available afterwards. And yes, it will be available as a replay. So, and yeah, exactly. It's good to watch the replay or the whole presentation on a tablet or computer to be able to read everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Then you can pause and take your time. So it will be there both on Facebook and YouTube, and you're so welcome to keep commenting, because we will see your comments afterwards as well. So if question comes up, you don't have to email us. You can also write them in the comments, and we will see them and be there with you. So we keep being here with you in the process, basically. Mm.
And
Beautiful.
she's asking about the slides, but I guess those will also be visible in the replay.
Yes, because all of this is being recorded, so you can go back in the video that will be available later and just go through all of it. Mm. Beautiful to hear that Stella has a message to share as well.
Yeah, that's
It's so,
my old horse.
oh, that's
So I
amazing.
would be I would be happy. I'm so happy to see all of you who are joining us tonight.
Mm.
You made me laugh so much, Henriette, about ego. Egon, Henriette, and I, we took our telepathy education together. That must be 9 years ago. That's where we know each other.
Wow, amazing. I
Yeah.
am so much looking forward to connecting with all of you and getting to know you through this process. I can feel how my heart is expanding already with the feeling of that there are yeses and messages to be shared. And yeah, so thank you so much to be here with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us and commenting and sharing your voices too.
Mm.
That's really amazing and wonderful for this process.
Mm. So take care of yourselves, and let's keep being here with the mission of reconnection together, and we keep that energy and love flowing between us and out into the world. Mm. Thank you.
You do. Thank you, everyone.